Hey everybody, happy Sunday. We have family here this weekend, so I'm a little behind on my live today, but that's all right. You guys will catch it whenever you catch it anyways, including possibly in the replay. So I'm just here today to tell you about all the stuff that we prepped this morning, and I did have help from Mom for a little while, so it was a little bit easier for me to get done. Although I will admit, I spent probably a good hour searching for the orange marmalade that I was using to make the orange chicken for our lunches this week. Well, not my lunch actually, just for the husband's, because it's Asian food and I don't know. Anyways, so let me tell you all about what I made for this week, and I'm gonna be quick because I wanna go hang out with family, all right? So first of all, of course, standard staple for the week, we have eggs. So again, I'm gonna make egg sandwiches for the husband using our homemade bread. Oh wait, I have a loaf here. Fresh homemade bread. Oh yeah, it smells so good. Yeah, so this is actually what our 2-pound loaf turns out to be, okay? We don't always eat the whole loaf every week because that's a lot of bread. But when we go through with family and make a loaf, it doesn't last very long because everybody loves it. It smells good, it's so delicious, it's soft, and it just turns out perfectly every time. And also, I actually did something a little different this morning. So I bought milk because we were going to have a visitor a week or so, yeah, last week. We were gonna have a visitor, but then we had a hurricane come through. So visitor didn't come that was supposed to come, but the hurricane was our visitor. So I had this milk in my fridge, and if you know me, I actually don't drink milk. As much as I love cheese, I've never liked milk. So apparently there's no need for me to get a cow unless I literally just make cheese, which would still make me happy. But anyways, I had this milk and it was a little bit stinky, but I hate throwing stuff out, so I actually threw it in the bread, and I mean, you saw I haven't tasted it yet, but it sure smells delicious, so I'm sure it would be just fine. So I don't know, we're gonna go for it. I'm not gonna tell the husband, he'll eat it anyways. So again, I made eggs, okay? The eggs are going to be made with our homemade bread for easy, quick breakfast sandwiches. And remember, I actually make those in the skillet, so I don't toast the toast in the toaster. How many times can you say toast in a sentence? Okay, so we did not make the toast for the toasted sandwiches in the toaster. We actually do them in the skillet. So it's sort of like a grilled cheese. It just, apparently Alexa decided she needed to talk too. She's like also a Leo, apparently, likes to hear her own voice. So, you know, that's perfectly fine, but I didn't actually need her. So anyways, I put the toast straight into a skillet with a little bit of vegetable or canola oil, and just to get a little toasty, sort of like if you're making a grilled cheese. Oh, hello, Dan. And so that's how I make his sandwiches for the week. And they actually will get made a couple days ahead of time, and he just takes them to work with him, so they're not super, you know, like toasted on the outside by the time he gets to it, but I think that's why the toasted cheese sort of works. Anyways, that's super easy. For me, super funny, I got a little distracted looking for the marmalade, and I left my egg bake in there a little long, so it's a little bit overdone. But that's all right, I'll still eat it. But in there this week, I added something that we got from Aldi yesterday. And let me tell you, it is a little bit too spicy for some people. So we got the Pica de Gallo. It's just the standard pico. And my mom and I used to get this at Meijer all the time for all of those up northern Midwest people who have Meijer. I'm so jealous. But anyways, they have the best Pica de Gallo. It's so good. Okay, maybe not best. I'm sure there's better. But for a grocery store, it's super good. So we decided yesterday, hey, let's get this Aldi kind. It looks delicious. And we get home, and I'm looking at it, and I'm thinking, that looks like a lot of jalapeno in there. And my mom is somebody who gets hiccups. Oh, and apparently baby does not like spicy things either. But mom gets hiccups when she has too much spicy stuff. And so I tasted a little bit, and I was like, ooh, this is more like my heat tolerance here, not yours. So I have all this leftover pico. So I actually threw some in my egg bake. So I usually just use sliced tomatoes. So this is gonna taste more, I don't know, festive. And you know, since I overcooked it anyways, maybe I'll put the extra on top so you give it something a little fresh on top. All right, that was breakfast. And this week we're actually having 2 different lunches. Okay, I don't normally do this. I usually make one thing for both of us, and that way it's super quick and easy. But you know what? I was making this orange chicken for my husband, and I thought, I just don't want Asian again. I don't know. Asian's not my thing. I usually suck at cooking it Asian. Anything Asian just sucks when I make it. This actually turned out really well. He found a really easy recipe for orange chicken, and I did not follow the recipe exactly. If you know me, I'm terrible at following recipes. I just look at it and then I like eyeball it, which probably is why my Asian food sucks. But this smells delicious, it tastes delicious, and it's just a few ingredients. So I used orange marmalade, that's one. I used a little bit of soy sauce, but then most of the like soy sauce component, I actually did the coconut aminos that I used a few weeks ago in our Korean beef bowls. And hold on, I'm missing a couple things. Ginger, so fresh ginger, garlic, there's something else. I don't know, that's mom brain for you. There is something else in it, sesame oil. Sesame oil is in there. Yep, there we go. So I threw in sesame oil right at the end, and then some spicy red pepper. So that is it, and that's how you cook the sauce. I didn't even add like cornstarch or anything to thicken it. So I guess it is a little soupy in there, but he always says I never make enough sauce. So now you can't complain, I made enough sauce, right? Okay, I didn't want Asian, so I found a recipe for a pasta salad. Made way too much. So I've got all this pasta salad that I'll probably be eating some for dinner too. So fancy noodles that are from Aldi. I actually don't know what they're called. I threw out the bag. But they're like this. They're like, they even open up. Oh yeah, here, look this way. They're like an S, kind of. I don't know. But they're fun. And then red onion and goat cheese. That's all that's in this bowl. Okay, so there's other things, but I'm not going to add it until later because I don't want it to get soggy. All right, so I just have the kind of the base here, I guess. And then I have spinach and arugula. So every day I'm just gonna take like a handful of this, spoon of this, put that together. And of course you need a dressing, right? It's pasta salad. So I made my own. I used the orange marmalade jar because it was already available. So it's not orange marmalade, it's actually olive oil. See if I can remember this. Olive oil, Dijon mustard, oh, and white wine vinegar. And then it was like a little, I don't know, something was wrong with it. So I had my mom taste it and she said, you know what, it needs like a little bit of sweetness. That's a lot of Dijon. So I added just a little bit of honey and I just stirred it up, and I'm actually gonna store it in here. And then that way I didn't have to like dirty one of my own containers. So that's kind of nice. I have a lid for it somewhere. Hopefully I don't spill that in the next few minutes. But all I'm gonna do every day is just kind of mix that all together and have that for lunch. So I get something that I want differently, and of course this means I get goat cheese, which I don't normally buy, and I love goat cheese. All right, we have 2 dinners this week because tonight we're actually having some of our fake and bake pork chops. So that is kind of like shake and bake, but the homemade version. And that way we get to control what goes into it, and I get to make it, you know, whatever seasonings that I want in there, including extra garlic, of course. So we're gonna make that, but it's gonna have some leftovers. So we will be having leftovers of that, and then actually another pork dish because it's a freezer meal. We had cooked pork loin in there already. So I just literally got it out, defrosted it, and then I cut it into some chunks because I was gonna shred it, but it wasn't warm anymore, so it's still kind of hard to shred slightly frozen pork loin. But anyways, I actually made this quite a while ago, and it's like slightly underdone probably for what I would just want it to eat it as, but pork dries out really quickly. So that's kind of my little trick, is if I know it's going to be in the freezer where I'm going to reheat it, I actually just slightly undercook it from where I would want, so that way when I reheat it, it doesn't dry out. Another way to make sure it doesn't dry out is have a nice sauce. And guess what? Saved so much time today. I actually already had homemade barbecue sauce in the freezer. So I made this, I don't know what week that was, but I know I told you guys all about it. So this is actually my mom's recipe. So it's like an old recipe from the family, and it's pretty good. I added some extra spice for ours, but other than that, it's her recipe, and I had some left. So we already have our barbecue sauce ready for the week. And last but not least, tacos, which is where I'm planning to use the rest of this Pica de Gallo that is too spicy for everyone else to eat apparently. So we have Wait, oh my gosh, I forgot one thing. We're gonna have part of this tonight and part of it with our barbecue pork. But in my house, you can't have barbecue without homemade mac and cheese. And I don't think you can tell on there. This is actually white cheddar. It sort of looks like regular cheddar. That's all right. So it's actually the Aldi white cheddar, sharp white cheddar. And it's, yeah, Deanne, tacos. We love tacos here. So when I was at Aldi, I found that they had this white cheddar. And I'm not gonna lie, I feel like most grocery store cheddar is like just a little too mild for me. Like, I'll eat it, but I feel like I have to get like the extra sharp to get really any good flavor for mac and cheese. And this white cheddar at Aldi is awesome. Like, Aldi, if you were listening, that cheese is great. Okay, so it's like Happy Farms Dairy or something. I don't know what it is, but whatever it is the white cheddar and the blue wrapper, and it's fantastic. So anyways, yeah, I think now I've actually told you about everything, but that's kind of what's going on our plate this week. So tell me in the comments what you are having this week and what you prepped, or if you didn't prep, what is getting in your way of prepping, because I'm here to help you. Okay, I'm like the prepping queen over here, right? So I'm gonna be here to help you. Just let me know what is going on that is getting in your way of prepping, and as long as it is not, you know, something I can't help with, like a, I don't know, husband eating everything as you cook it, I guess then just, you know, get him a new video game. Maybe he'll leave. All right, but anyways, I can help you with your problems. So send me a message, put it in the comments, whatever's going on with your meal prep that is getting in your way. Let me know, and let me see if I can help, okay? All right, everybody have a great weekend. Whatever you're doing the rest of today is hopefully fantastic, and I will see you next week. All right, have a great week.